Welcome to a special edition of Coco's Corner. I just go on Twitter and Facebook, and we've become a victim of this. Um, Basically, a lot of pro wrestling shows have to jump through extra hoops to stay on YouTube, and there's tons of false flagging thanks to pirates. I was a victim of this, and I thought I was the only one, but I go on YouTube and Facebook and see there are tons of people just being attacked by false flags. The system is flawed. I'm going to try to tell you the best way to get through this system. It is not there by this isn't 100% going to work every single time, but at least I can tell you how I got my channel back, how other YouTubers got their channel back, and how to avoid it. Even bigger YouTubes such as the Joe Cronin Show or on Twitter at Joe Cronin Show, and bigger YouTube out of the UK here is at Tom Kushin. I hope I didn't mispronounce your name there, but yeah, you go on, you do these reviews, right? And you're not breaking any rules of YouTube. You're not breaking any laws. But there's three things that happen. A lot of false flag situations, and YouTube does not care about the pro wrestling community. In the 80s, you grew up where skateboarding is not a crime. Well, you have to go a step further and be like, doing pro wrestling reviews is not a crime. Now, if you're looking how to get your channel back and you're not a pro wrestling channel, some of these tips might help you, some of them might not. But I'm just here to try to share the knowledge because it sucks. Like even if you're not doing this for full time, even if you're just doing it as a hobby, or even if you're doing it as a side job, or if you're doing it because you're sick, can't work anywhere else, and if you do anything on YouTube, realize that, especially if you're in the pro wrestling reviews, they're not working with you. And to be honest with you, here's like two tips right off the bat. If you're going to do this as more of a serious hobby or higher, you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this once a week. I'm going to do this twice a week. I'm going to do it as a hobby, or hey, I want to make this as a career or something. I would not even start on YouTube unless you knew someone. You need to know someone because you think you're following the rules and they just combine and zap your channel away. It's absolutely crazy. And the worst part is, if you do something that's maybe what pirates want, or maybe in a competitive market, you'll have false flags. What are false flags? Well, someone will combine and be like, I don't like the Coco Sports Show, and I do the same exact thing they do. So I'm going to send a bunch of people there to flag their show. And basically the problem with this flagging system is there's robots that do it, and then there's just people that do it in general that flag it. And I'll get into those people more. And you basically get some Google intern just going, yeah, okay, just fucking suspend him. Just take away all his content. Doesn't matter if he has hours and hours of content. I'm really just here hoping one day that Daddy's scholarship can get me through. And the biggest thing that I get mad about with Google and YouTube employees is, yeah, okay, I understand that there's so much content being put on YouTube at the very second, probably millions and millions of content being put on. I understand your point, but there has to be a punishment for those who false flag. And the reason why wrestling reviews get false flag is because I hate to say in pro wrestling everyone blames Vince McMahon, but hear me out on this one. Vince McMahon is a ruthless businessman who will do anything. So he's the most successful person in pro wrestling, so people feel like that's how they have to be. So they're like, well, I do a show, he does a show, Well, if I start flagging them and they disappear, I'll be number one. And I'm just like, dude, there's not that much money in it. You shouldn't take it that seriously. But it's also another thing is there's a lot of people looking for pirated material. So they come on, they're like, oh, here's a Monday Night Raw review. Oh, they talked about it for a while. Let me see. I'm going to click on it. There's a picture. They'd read. We even did a video, and I'll put it down in the doobly doo. I always forget. I always say that, but I always forget. We did a video how to watch illegal content on YouTube, and it doesn't even slow them down. There's too much power with that flagging button, because there's a lot of people that flag, but one giant group is, I don't speak English, but I want to watch Monday Night Raw. that is a huge group. Well, they just see a photo of Monday Night Raw and click on it and be like, oh, well, I'm going to flag the living shit out of it. We even get that with, we have a picture of, we basically have the WWE logo, Raw, review, Coco Sports. Like, that's it. Like, it's all text. And they're like, oh, you tricked me. I just think if you don't speak the language, why ruin such a niche, small market because you're looking for pirated stuff? And YouTube doesn't care. YouTube wants to make money. You know, that whole let's not be evil has fucking, those days are long gone. All they care about is making money, it seems, and, you know, fucking getting rid of pirated material. And the thing is, the system is broken. And now, do I have a better system? I don't know. I honestly don't know if I do. But here's a system. If someone false flags something, if this says Monday Night Raw review and someone false flags it, that person's flagging ability should be taken away. Because you go on Reddit, and Reddit's a fun place to find out where fucking scumbags really think. Not that all Redditors are scumbags, just the ones I'm about to talk about. And all they talk about is, oh, someone did a Monday Night Raw review. Oh, just flag the shit out of it. I can't believe they didn't just put up fucking Raw. Like, dude, no. I know we're not that delusional. Monday Night Raw, if you illegally upload it, it will get more views than us. But there's nothing wrong with doing a review and having a small thing about it. And, yeah, and the thing is, too, thumbnails. I used to work in television. I used to work in radio. I used to work in print. There are more rules to fair use on YouTube now because of pirates. Pirates are ruining YouTube. And I'm not against pirating. I really ain't, dude. There are millions of sites. Most of these review shows will give you the illegal content in a link below because they just fucking like, oh, forget it, be a star. Here you go. Good luck, you fucking pirate. Just at least be good enough to be a pirate. Don't ruin someone else's stuff because you don't. And of course, you know, it's just if you don't like something, you could just flag the living hell out of it. But it's not even like they don't like the show. It's like, Monday Night Raw review. I'm pissed off that it's not really Raw. Like, dude, there's rules you have to jump through. And I was talking to my friend Paul about this, and this is why I brought up the thing, and I hope to help you, is that, dude, a fat guy in a room, an ugly fat guy in his room yelling at a webcam has to go through so many more rules now on YouTube than if you were on radio, than if you were on television. It's just the times have changed, and it's mostly because of pirating. And there's other YouTubers. So my biggest tip to you is if you are going to take YouTube any further than, if you're going to say it's a hobby, and any higher, from I'm going to do this as a hobby to this is my career, anywhere in between, I would suggest go meet someone at YouTube. Go meet it. And it's impossible because the pirators will come by and you're like, oh, I live in Japan. How am I going to meet someone in YouTube? And they won't get back to you. You have to hack their phones. You have to know someone that knows someone. And not only that, but they're like dicks to you because, like, you know, there's two guys I mentioned that are more famous than me, and they're like, oh, well, we'll just give you a strike. They really didn't do anything wrong. Your rules, well, first off, YouTube's rules are so vague that not one video on YouTube fails. But they have this YouTube channel where it teaches you how to make your YouTube channel successful. The tips on there are lies. If you do wrestling reviews, or something else, they're lies. Because, you know, they're like, you got to come up with a catchy title. You got to do an SEO title. You know, these are the tips they give. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. Because if you do an SEO title, like let's say I want to do a Monday Night Raw review. Let's not be fucking tricky about it. What would you label that? Every human being would honestly say, I'd call it WWE Raw review with the date. That's what they would do. Maybe Monday Night Raw review with the date. Yeah, that will get you banned and get your channel gone. So your tips are full of shit. Your tips are fucking bad. And I'll give you some legit tips that I got from a YouTube employee on how to do that. So there you go. All right. My biggest suggestion is know someone. Just know an employee. If you do whatever you can to become friends with an employee, that is the biggest tip in the world. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, how many viewers you have, know someone at YouTube. I wouldn't have a channel right now if I didn't know someone at YouTube. And I didn't even know someone at YouTube. A friend of a friend of a friend, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, let's break in some friggin' doors. That's how it got done. That's how I got my channel back. And then I was like, well, how do we not get a channel? And they're like, well, these are the hoops you have to jump through. So I'll teach you one with the thumbnails. You gotta have text on it. Most channels don't have to jump through this. Most channels, Philip DeFranco, TYT, but pro wrestling, you do. Because you have those people that are, competing against you. No matter how much or how little you get paid, we're nerds talking into a webcam about pro wrestling. If you go flag another show, look at you. What have you fucking become? It's like an 80s cartoon character. An 80s cartoon special. You're like, well, Johnny does a fucking podcast about pro wrestling in his bedroom. Oh, but he starts flagging other shows to hope it'll help his show. That's what you've become. And so if you're going to do pro wrestling reviews, you have to have text. Like here, example, is save our channel from the pirate flaggers. You have to have text. You have to have that. You have to make it clear. The non-English speaking fans that will flag you because they're looking for pirated material, this is not going to slow them down. What these tips that I'm helping you with, you're hoping that that intern that doesn't give a fuck about you takes 5 seconds to go, you know what? They fucking pre-warned them. They pre-warned them. And titles are important. All right, boop. You're going to see my ugly ass for a second. I'm not very attractive. Pre-warning. Boom, boom. All right, and let's go to my YouTube channel for a second. Bam, bam, bam. I wish you could go from screen to screen so you don't have to see my ugly ass. Oh, you're not attractive. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the comments. Boop. There you go. So you see how like all of them have, let me see, it's like right here, Hell in a Cell preview, TNA Impact Wrestling review, NXT review, and all that. You have to do that in your thumbnails. And then in the headlines, you have to put Coco's Corner, Coco Sports, Coco's Corner, so that what you're actually talking about gets bumped. And a lot of it's stupid. Let's look at a younger, newer podcaster here. Here we go. This guy is really positive, and he works really hard. I don't agree on his views. I don't agree with everything. It's all the fucking show. Don't judge me. But but at the same time, he works hard. He gets celebrities on. He does this, and you see how he has the graphic. Then he has the graphic, then the picture. Now, not everyone has to do this, but if you're in the pro wrestling community, you have to. You have to know Photoshop. You have to do it because of people that do the flags. They come in and do the flag over and over and over again. So that's it. And then, look, this is the part that pisses me off. And this is a competitor. I hate the fact that he has to jump through these hoops. Well, he uses his real name. Congratulations, Aubrey. But he has Straight Shoot. This channel's called Straight Shoot. How fucking stupid is that? To me, that is stupid. The only reason you're doing that is because you want to try to avoid pirates. And YouTube wants it that way. So, like I said, boom, go back to mine. Make sure to put Coco's Corner and all that. Because look at the reviews. This is when we lost our channel. And look, back then, we 4,000, 5,000. This. Now, actually, that's, wow, not too bad. That was actually after the punishment. But here we go. See, like here, all 1,000, 6,000, 10,000s. And like right here, before it wasn't Coco Sports. If you see John Cena here, I don't know if you look at it, but it used to be just WWE SmackDown Review. And dude, I don't think that's a crime. I don't think that's a horrible thing. And everyone gets to get away with this except pro wrestling. And then from here, you go up here and look at the difference in views. And the problem is, it's because how do you get found? You get found through SEO. So now you have to go and you put everything. Now, granted, there's a couple that still get good views. I appreciate that. But you're basically building your own audience anymore. You can't use Google as a tool or anything. Because who the fuck's going to search Coco's Corner or Straight Shoot or all that without knowing you? Anyone who Googles Coco's Corner or Coco Sports or Straight Shoot know those shows. So you're not getting any viewers. And we have to jump through those hoops because we decided, oh, we're going to review pro wrestling. and not fucking review video games or review other things. And it's kind of bullshit. It is. So the big thing is know someone, put the fucking shittiest fucking SEO for things ever. Let's see if I can click on a whole thing here. Boom. Here we go. Of course, you can see. But see right here, it says Coco's Corner dash, and then they want you to quote mark WWE NXT review dash the date dash then your title. We were told by YouTube employees that's how they want to have it done. So that you know if you are doing a channel, because really it's the dumbest thing possible. If you ask me, you're like, dude, that's pretty effing stupid. Who would label anything like that? Who? It would be people that either got their channel suspended or know a YouTube employee. That's it. Or they were bullied enough by flaggers. And it's like, congratulations, YouTube. Your system is built on bullying. So there you go. So my 3 tips is that. Now my 4th tip, which I'm not an expert in, and I hope this is helping you. I really do. But my 4th tip is maybe join a network. Now this is the scary part about a network. The top video game networks, people know. People know. They're like, oh, okay, here's the top video. But when you're not a video game guy, there's so many networks that just collect channels, don't give a shit about them, and then go out and do it. So I have never joined a network, and it's not because, oh, I don't want to give my 10%. I don't give a shit. It's just that there's so many of them, and it's not clear who's con artist and who's not. So it could be really scary. Hey, go to Straight Shoot, subscribe to them. And then another tip I have is they could take your channel away for anything. Because if you actually read the rules in YouTube, every single channel should be suspended. Like, I could literally suspend any channel. And right here, with that said, I would make my own site. This is Wrestling Ranton. He is a YouTube friend of the show, does wrestling reviews. And dear wrestling reviewers, it's okay to fucking plug each other and review each other. YouTube's such a dirty place. Remember when there was video responses and conversations? Those were the good old days. I would definitely suggest making your own blog. I've made cocosports.net, cocosports.com, and making your own blog and pushing it to people beyond belief. I sometimes push too hard, but when my channel went down, I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't get these people to my blog. So you make your own blog like Wrestling Ranton has, and just push people to it more than YouTube. Because especially when it comes to wrestling reviewers and other stuff, they could take it away like that. Even if you're more famous than me, a lot more famous than me, like that. And even more famous than pro wrestling. And you want to make sure that you stay connected with your audience. Sometimes you rely on YouTube way too much, and they could just take something away. And also, if you want, this is my blog, Coco Sports, and we, it's a little, hey, I'm gonna give you stuff for free, but I'm gonna right hook you. If you want, you can also open up a page here. We'll do it absolutely for free, and we're trying to get a community of people going because you never know when, that's it. So. I feel I'm such a horrible salesperson, but yeah, even if it's not your own blog, you should be somewhere. This is Wrestling Ranton's page on Coco Sports, and it just has all his stories up. So these are some tips, and boom, I think I'm done. All right, there you go. Boom. Let's see, screen share. And this is their Google Plus page. Oh, and do not thank you. That was just by pure accident. Do not connect your Google Plus page to your YouTube account. Ever. Fuck you, Google, and fuck you, YouTube. They're like, oh, connect it. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to be a pal. Do not connect them. Because I was using our Google Plus account for chats, just with, some of our, I guess, more loyal, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but our biggest supporters. And we would have chat with our community, or I guess the highest ranking members of our community. Yeah, that's gone. That feature is gone. And not only that, but we used Google Plus besides. A lot of people use Google Plus because, oh, well, it's connected to my YouTube and it automatically does it. That's it. That's their activity on Google Plus. We used Google Plus to promote our blog, to promote conversations. If your Google Plus account and your YouTube account is connected and you get false flags, yeah, they're taking that Google Plus account too. So do not connect your YouTube account to your Google Plus account. That's if you ever use Google Plus. That probably is not going to be a problem in the future. And by future, I mean now. All right, so there you go. Hopefully that helped you out. Again, titles and all that. I talk a lot. I'm sorry it's not shorter, but I just get mad. And I know, like, there's a part of me, because, like, Jerry from Coco Sports was like, hey, don't help people. I'm like, dude, no, help them. Who cares? It's not that big a deal. One thing is, especially in pro wrestling, you get all excited, and especially in the wrestling community, especially if you grew up poor, you go on these things and you threaten to fight them, you threaten to sue them. No fucking lawyer's going to sue you too. Unless you're like PewDiePie or Philip DeFranco. A lawyer's good. Like, I have lawyers that take care of my businesses. And I'm like, oh, lost my YouTube account. What can you do about that? He's like, Dave, really? I'm a fucking lawyer. Stop fucking calling me. All right, Johnny. Click. So, not many lawyers will take the case, especially if you're not making really good money. And I'm saying the top 10, bracket. It's just no one's going to take it. And then doing violence, it feels good to say, but don't do it, because we live in a society where, oh yeah, some fucking interns like, some fucking scumbag looking for pirated materials can flag you, ruin your career or whatever you want to call it. I call it a glorified hobby because I'm sick and got to stay home. But they can ruin some joy of you, ruin your community like that with a flag, and some intern can be like, oh, your life, boop, is now over. Yeah, they could do that, but we live in a world of cowards where flaggers are okay. We live in a world of cowards where an intern not doing his job correctly is okay. Like, I talked to other YouTubers, did nothing wrong, and they're like, well, you still have a strike. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. They shouldn't have a fucking strike. We live in a world where cowards can hide behind anything, and Google is ran by cowards now. It is, dude. You don't even. And the thing is that once you get bigger and bigger, the walls and you are safer and safer and safer. So don't threaten people. I know it would be fun. I mean, who doesn't think it's fun? Go to the Tokyo. I live in Japan, but you go to the Tokyo office and beat the hell out of the mailman and be like, "Give me my channel back," like you're Batman or something. But the thing is, we live in a world now where you're like, "I'm going to punch you in the face, shut down everything, terrorist alert." It's not worth saying you're going to beat someone up. And another thing is, we're going to get lawyers to sue YouTube. YouTube's gigantic. They're going to destroy everything in countersuits. Evil always wins. And Google is part of being evil now. I hope my tips help you survive. And please like, comment, subscribe for fat nerds yelling about wrestling. All right. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Before I go. Boom. Oh. Boom. All right, and people are just giving us compliments on social medias. Really appreciate that. Thank you. A tip of the hat to you. All right, so there you go. So hopefully this helps people out. But if you're serious about YouTube, even as serious as, this is just a hobby to pass time while I slowly die away in Tokyo, then yeah, you should definitely follow these tips. And I guess my question to you is, outside of video gaming, is there any legit YouTube networks that look out for you? Because there's so many, and if there's good ones, they should be listed down below. But the problem is, too, there's so many, and it's also an affiliate program. So people will be like, yeah, I'm fucking Joe Bob. That's fucking honest. Click my affiliate link. Yeah, I wish there was somewhere out there where you could find an honest network. All right, hope the tips helped you. Check out my blog if you like combat sports, kocosports.net. And if you like pro wrestling videos of fat nerds just yelling, please like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you get your channel back. All right, good luck. Fight the good fight. I hope these tips helped. All right, with that, I am over.